What is up, guys? Welcome back to You're Wrong, episode 15, the NFL Week 11 Outlook. We are here today with my boy, BJ, Brendan Johnson. Played football with me at Endicott College out in Mass. So, BJ, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Like Kyle said, graduated from Endicott in 2020. Played football with Kyle. I'm a Patriots fan. I live in Medford, Massachusetts right now. I'm from New Hampshire originally. Just excited to talk football with you guys.
Joe's gonna be so mad you're not on here. You're on here too, and he's not. I can't
get over it.
I can't wait. All right, so I figured we'll start with a couple of headlines. I don't know if you heard today, Beach. It came out like an hour ago. I guess.
Are you talking? Yeah, Antonio Brown.
Yeah, you read that?
I heard.
Yeah, so I guess Antonio Brown gave like a false COVID. What was it? It was a false vaccine.
It's a fake vax card, basically. So so he could avoid the protocols. I don't really know much more about it.
I don't blame him. I think more.
So you know how many people probably did it?
Did you hear how it got leaked?
No.
That whole thing? No. He's in a personal dispute with his personal private chef or whatever. And this private chef told the NFL.
That's so Antonio Brown if I've ever heard one.
Right.
I'm the chef that.
You
can't tell anybody anything.
That's hilarious.
Especially someone like him who ruins relationships left and right with everybody.
Right.
Next thing we got, small subject, but apparently Baker's pretty banged up. This could be a lot for his future. This could impact his future. He's in a contract year. What do you think?
I think last week against New England, I think he's had his chance. If I'm Cleveland, I'm not taking another year of Baker. I think you cut ties, move on. I really do.
You're not even
the quarterback position in that offense isn't as important as other teams.
I agree.
Chubb and Kareem Hunt, that's a two-headed monster at the running back position. That's what they want to do. That's what Stefanski wants to do. I don't think quarterback really matters.
I agree. And I saw a stat today that says he throws less per game than Tua and Daniel Jones. So they don't ask him to do as much as you would think they do.
Right.
Well, either way, so in my opinion, tell me what you think. I'm picking up his fifth-year option unless I know I can get Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson, because I don't want to start over with the rookie quarterback on this team.
They're going to have to start over with the rookie quarterback. I think you're not going to go pick up. I doubt they get Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson. If they did, good for them. But you pick up the fifth-year option, and then you can have someone you draft this year and see if they're working into the system, or try to get somebody over time.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't think
you're not giving them long term.
I feel like you're cutting. No, I'm not doing long term. But I feel like if you give them the fifth-year option, you can say, all right, now we have a 1-year plan to get another quarterback to replace you, or in the meantime, you have an extra year to show us that you can be that guy. So it's kind of like
sure.
It works out.
Sure. Yeah.
It goes.
Just the only thing with the fifth-year option is it's a decent price tag.
Yeah, it's pricey.
And I don't know the Browns cap numbers off the top of my head, but I can't imagine they have much cap flexibility.
Probably not. After they just re-signed both those guards.
Yeah.
Right. And they gave Myles Garrett the bag.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It was Clowney was a 1-year deal, right?
I believe so.
Did they re-sign Denzel Ward yet?
No.
I'm not sure. I'm not positive on that, actually.
No, I don't think so. All right, so we'll move on. So what we're going to do now is, BJ, we're kind of just going to pick your brain, get your thoughts on it. So we have a couple of discussion topics we're going to go through, just because these are things that Gavin and I have touched upon like week in and week out. And just for like the 60 people that do watch, that they get a different viewpoint from another football brain that's not just us. So we'll start with your boy. You texted me last week. I think you were at the game.
I was.
Mac Jones. So before you get going on Mac Jones, I also want to throw in there, I want to ask you about your thoughts on him in Rookie of the Year conversation.
I definitely think he is top 2. I don't think he should be the winner right now.
Yes, I agree.
Right now it is Jamar Chase. Joe's coming up here. Guy, come on.
Are we live right now?
Yes, that's why.
How we doing, man?
Oh, God.
How's it going, Joe?
Oh, dude, you got to shave that beard, man.
It's going great.
The BJ's level. There's no in between.
I know. Kendrick Bourne, anytime touchdown, plus 275. Also over 34.5 receiving yards. Lock it in.
I have that.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Also, Patriots -7. It's a little square, the squarest of all squares, but it's going to cover. They're hot. Falcons got blown out. I don't give a fuck about a dog at home. Hey, we're the Patriots. Go Jets.
Go Jets, baby. All right, BJ, go ahead about Mac Jones.
Sorry about that. Anyways, right now the winner is Jamar Chase. However, down the line here, the Patriots, they're trending upwards. The Bengals are trending down. If Mac Jones can figure out a way to, be that 5 seed or even win the AFC East, then I think we have a different conversation. I mean, and also voters, it's always quarterback over skill player. So, I mean, that would make me lean towards Mac. But at this moment, I think it's still Jamar Chase.
But here's my thing, though. I think so. If Jamar Chase he has like 850 receiving yards now. He's got half the year left. So they just came off a bye. So say he even gets to like 1,300, right? Doesn't have the same second half he did first half. Gets to 1,300 receiving yards with like 8 touchdowns, right? Right now, as it is, Mac Jones is averaging, what is that, right? 233 yards per game with a 13-7 in touchdown interception ratio. Like don't get me wrong, that's better than any other rookie quarterback, so he should be too. But like, is that really rookie of the year caliber compared to, a receiver that puts up those stats?
5 of those picks came in the first 4 weeks. So, I mean, it's really turned it up.
Doesn't matter.
It does though, because like you're saying, if Jamar Chase falls off a little bit, in comparison, it's like reversing it. I mean,
it's a lot of recency bias. I agree. Recency bias is a real thing with voters. End of the season matters.
100% is. I agree.
So I think that point Gavin made is valid.
We got to see how it plays out. I mean, we got a long way to go.
Absolutely. But right now, if the season ended today, it's Jamar Chase.
So I'll ask you, as a Patriots fan, what are your thoughts on Mac Jones long term based on what you're seeing now?
Long term, I think a lot of it's predicated on Josh McDaniels. I think he is going to be a hot name for head coaches. All I've been reading is Josh McDaniels was given the job to groom Mac Jones. He's looked fantastic, as we just spoke about. But if Josh McDaniels leaves, I expect to drop off. But long term, longer than just next year, I think he'll be an above average, like 12 to 15 in the league quarterback for the rest of the year, or rest of his career.
I like that. I agree with that. That's a good take.
The thing is, he's not a game breaker. He's not an Aaron Rodgers. He's not one of these top quarterbacks in the league like Mahomes, Rodgers, whatever. But he's an accurate passer, and that can keep you in the league for a long time. I mean, look, his pro comp was Kirk Cousins, and you're seeing a lot of that right now. It's just he's accurate, and that keeps you in the league a long time.
100%, and I agree with that. I'm like, see how unignorant that wasn't.
That was a very good point.
Non-biased that was.
Well, when I'm dealing with your bum ass, like I have to put those points out there.
I try to be as impartial as I can. I understand.
You do a lot better job than he does. Let me tell you that.
I know. I've listened.
We have bias here. We have to have bias here. When we're arguing with each other, all bets are off.
So,
I get it.
Let's touch on Mac Jones. So in his rookie class, if we're talking 5-10 years down the road, where do you think he falls in the rookie class? Do you think he's the best rookie? Do you think he's the worst? Do you think he's middle of the pack? What do you think?
I think he is 3rd or 4th.
Okay.
Of the rookie class. I think, the only Trevor Lawrence is far more talented. I think he'll end up number 1. It just all depends what happens with Jacksonville. They're awful. They're a dumpster fire. And Trevor Lawrence is much better than what he's putting on tape. I think number 2, I'm a big Trey Lance guy. And I think once Jimmy's gone, I think that offense fits him perfectly. And I think we'll start to see that a little more. He's obviously not ready this year. Even the games he's been in, he's looked terrible. Remember, he only played 1 college game last year.
Yeah, he played like 314 snaps. Or he threw
right.
passes in college.
He's just not ready for the pro level yet. But I think, a few years down the line, I think you'll see that talent is number 2 in this class. And then I have Justin Fields and Mac Jones as a toss-up. I really don't know. I think I lean Mac just because of the situation he's in. And as long as Bill Belichick's there, there's going to be a solid team around him. And the Chicago Bears,
So Zach Wilson's because
he sucks.
I said this even before he went to the Jets. I don't like Zach Wilson. I think, as you've seen in the first few games he's played, He's always trying to hit the home run. He doesn't take the check down. And until he learns that, he's going to struggle.
Oh, I 100% agree. That's why I think we talk about it all the time. I think him sitting back and learning, especially him watching Joe Flacco this week, I think that'll be huge for him. You know,
I think, listen, I don't think Mike White's great. I know all you Jets fans loved him, but I think after that first game when they beat the Bengals, I think he learned a lot from that game, seeing how far checkdowns can really go.
100%. 100%.
So
I'm with you. You got anything on Mac Jones? Anything you want to input? We already know all your thoughts.
My opinions are made.
All right. So next thing we'll pick your brain on Kansas City Chiefs. So if you talk to Jared, he bet the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl literally 2 weeks ago, and they're in the bottom of their rut. He thinks the Chiefs are back. He's going to be betting the Chiefs against the Cowboys this week. What are your thoughts on the current state of the Chiefs?
I think the offense. I think they figured the offense out. I know they only gave up 14 points to the Raiders, but the Raiders got a lot of stuff going on. So I'm still worried about the defense. However, I do think you're not going to want to play them in January in the playoffs, obviously. And I think they still should be 1 or 2 in the AFC. And until I just don't want to play the Chiefs in the playoffs, really, regardless. It doesn't matter where, home, away, it doesn't matter.
Right. And right now, I mean, they're still top of their division. I mean, the AFC has also kind of been a dumpster fire. It's possible they're the 1 seed and they get home advantage.
AFC's wide open.
Wide open.
Yeah, it's wide open. Everybody's beating up on each other in the AFC.
100%. Next topic we'll get into. I don't know if you're a big Cam Newton guy. I don't remember from last year when he was with the Patriots, but give us your thoughts on Cam Newton going back to the Panthers, whether it'll have a big impact, whether it won't. Give us your thoughts.
Well, to start, I am a big Cam Newton guy. I didn't want Mac Jones in the draft. I won't lie to you. I wanted Cam Newton to be the starter after we got Mac Jones anyways. So I do like Cam Newton.
I do remember that. That's right.
I do like Cam Newton. However, I think the energy he brings to Carolina can only work so long. I mean, as you saw, they beat up on a pretty banged up Cardinals team, and that you could see the energy Cam brought to the team that week, and I think that it can only last so long.
100%.
So I think they sneak in maybe as a wild card, but they really got to win these next 3 weeks. I think they play Washington, Miami, and the Falcons.
Yeah.
With a bye week in there, and if they don't go 3-0, I think that shot's over.
I think that's a good take. And I don't know if you saw it. Did you see? Also, Cam Newton, watching him against this week against the Cardinals, when he got in and he wasn't on the goal line, he threw a slant to DJ Moore. Look at the 3-step slant on second or third down, threw it like 3 yards behind him. And he did the same thing on the goal line. And his touchdown to Robbie Anderson, he put it on his back shoulder. You know. You can't.
You're right, and that's what Patriots fans watched all last year, and I thought this year it would get better.
Yeah.
I mean, just another year removed from that shoulder surgery, but I mean, 2 throws is not a big enough sample size.
Yeah,
you would know about the shoulder surgery.
Take it from me, man. Still struggling with this day.
Such a bitch.
So I think it's a good take on Cam Newton.
Yeah, no, I agree. Very good.
Yeah. You got anything to put in with Cam Newton?
I hope he does good. I'd like to see him do good, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think he doesn't have it anymore. I don't think.
I agree.
He definitely doesn't have it accuracy wise.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have it.
He looks almost as painful watching him throw a football as Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger looks like he hurts.
It's like painful to watch both of them throw.
He doesn't.
I can't watch Steelers games.
Nope.
I can't.
It's bad. It's hard.
It's horrible.
Say it again.
No, it's bad. I'm agreeing.
Oh yeah, awful.
It's really bad. So next topic we'll get to. Again, I don't know your opinion on this because I haven't seen you besides the Jets game. Odell going to the Rams. You think he's still got it? You think he can get it back? You think he's a lost cause? What do you think?
Well, I don't think he was the problem in Cleveland, if that's what you're asking.
Kind of, yeah. That's kind of what I'm asking.
But him going to LA, I don't think it moves the needle as much, especially with Robert Woods going down. I think it helps, but I mean, right now, Robert Woods is a better receiver than Odell Beckham. And, now you're just interchanging the two, and I don't know how long it's going to take for Odell to get up to speed. Right. But it doesn't really move the needle much for me.
I think they're in a bye week this week, too, which is very big.
They are. Yeah, they need the bye bad.
Dude, that was a good take from unlike us who just hate Odell.
We
We're
hate
kind of
Odell.
biased. That
Very
was like a
biased
good
there.
like middle of the. That was a good take.
Needed that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not a big Odell guy.
Not big Odell fans here.
All right, so Gavin and I have throughout the season given our updated power rankings and our updated MVPs. So I'm going to ask you. We'll start with the power rankings. Give us your 1 through 5 in order. Current NFL power rankings heading into Week 11. Pre-Patriots.
You want what? Do you want 5 or 1 first?
Up to you. Whatever you want to do.
All right, so I'll start number 5 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I know they're what is a 2-game losing streak now. But I think down the stretch they're going to be fine. That defense is going to figure it out. You never doubt Tom Brady. They're going to be okay. Number 4, I think I would go Baltimore. I'm big on Baltimore.
You a Lamar Jackson guy?
Big Lamar Jackson guy. Huge. I think he's so underrated as a passer. I think it's, he's shown time and time again he can do it, but we refuse to acknowledge it because his running. We want to say he does is run the ball because he's fantastic at it. But he's a phenomenal passer. He really is.
I don't know about the word phenomenal.
He really, dude, I'm telling you, I don't have the numbers in front of me because I didn't think I was going to get into the Lamar Jackson argument, but look at the numbers, find them. I promise you will be shocked.
I mean, we'll have you come back on another episode. We can argue Lamar Jackson. Again, I'm not saying he's a
Perfect
passer, but like phenomenal. Like I've seen him miss some throws that NFL caliber quarterbacks do not miss. And I'm not saying he does it all the time. Like he's a good passer.
Sure. But I've also seen him make a lot of throws that average quarterbacks can't make.
I agree. I think it goes both ways with Lamar. I think, I agree.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. And then number 3, I'm going to go the Rams. I know they just got pounded by the 49ers, but I don't think it really matters. They still should be one of the favorites in the NFC. The defense is still pretty good. The offense, Matt Stafford has looked like Jared Goff. So I'm sure they'll figure that out in the bye week. But other than that, the Rams are going to be okay. And then number 2, I'm going to go Buffalo. I'm not high on Buffalo. I don't think they're as good as the record says. They played a lot of bad teams.
Time out.
But
if you're going to use that for the Bills, you got to use that against the Patriots as well. I'm not saying the Patriots.
That's why the Patriots they're like not even in my top 10.
I'm not in your top 5. I'm just saying.
No, don't worry. No, the Patriots aren't in my top 10. I don't want to put them up there yet. I think they're a solid football team.
Relax.
So we'll see. And then number 1, the Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
I think the Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers.
That's who's number 1 in my updated power rankings.
Yep. The defense is, beginning of the season, preseason, we thought they were going to be awful. After the Saints game, we thought they were going to be awful. They've turned a corner. They look unbelievable. And now you get Aaron Rodgers back from his COVID thing. And I don't know if they lose another game. I really don't.
The Packers defensive unit has slowly turned into the better half of the better side of the ball for the Packers. That might be a bad take. But their defense has been playing kind of better than their offense
the last 2 weeks, because Aaron Rodgers didn't play and Aaron Rodgers had no practice for 10 days.
Yeah, agreed.
Like a top 15, top 12 defense, which Aaron Rodgers.
I would say even better than that.
He's never had.
Yeah, I would also say better than that.
Yeah,
I'd put him. Last 2 weeks, top 5.
Yeah, I would agree. How many points to the Chiefs?
13. They lost 13-7.
I know the Chiefs were in a rut, but like it's still Pat Mahomes, Tyreek, Travis Kelce.
But then the Chiefs came out last week and Patrick Mahomes threw 5 touchdown passes.
That's what I'm saying. That's a testament to the Packers.
Yeah, Packers defense showed up.
All right, so I actually like that power ranking for the most part. So I was writing down while you were going teams that you excluded. So I noticed you excluded the Titans, the Chiefs, and the Cardinals. Now, my top 5, I'm not going to give an updated top 5, and we've done them enough. But I would probably keep the Titans and Chiefs out as well. I would probably squeeze the Cardinals in there. I don't put them over. But I would have maybe squeezed the Cardinals in there just because, like we said, they've been missing Kyler, they've been missing Diop. What do you think?
Sure.
I wouldn't put the Bills at 2. I feel like their strength of schedule isn't that good, obviously, like you were saying. And I don't know. Last week they looked good, but it was against the Jets. and like 2 weeks prior, they looked like a dumpster fire. It's like most
Right.
Right. Very hit or miss, but I
Yeah.
think talent-wise, they're
No, they're there. I mean,
Yeah.
I just wouldn't have put them at 2. I would say 4 or 5, but I like them in there.
Right. Yeah, I agree with the Titans and Cardinals point. I mean, it's, I think the NFL is so like not even top heavy. It's like, I feel like no team's really great this year.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
It's more
Like, you know what I mean? Like, no team is like, that's the best team in the league.
right.
So it's hard to like rank all these teams and put them all together. But I would agree you could sneak if you want to put the Titans and Cardinals in there and argue 5 for 7. I don't care. Like it doesn't really matter at this point.
And I like your point about it being like the most competitive year we've had in a while, because it really has been. And I mean, as a bettor, that sucks, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't have the teams you can go to the well for. But like as a football fan, like that's cool. Like you can watch a game tonight and be like, all right, the Patriots aren't going to roll over the Falcons. Like it might be a close game, which we'll get into that game in a little bit. But
Okay.
So I like those power rankings. But as of right now, I'm not even going to ask you for your top 3 MVPs, because right now, who on God's green earth knows who the MVP is? Who, if you had to pick an MVP before week 11 so far, who is your MVP as of now?
Dak Prescott.
I did not see that one.
I did not see that coming either.
I think Dak Prescott would be my MVP right now.
Even
if the
after
season
even after the 39-point blowout to the Broncos?
Yeah, like we said, this is the most competitive year we've had. Teams that are losing that shouldn't be losing. It's, you never know. It's a coin flip every week, it feels like. But I think Dak has been, like I said, I think he's the MVP this year. He's lighting up teams he should light up for the most part. I mean, let's not sleep on the Broncos defense. They're still solid despite, what their record says. It's the offense is hindering that team. But yeah, I'm a big Dak guy. I think he's got comeback player of the year wrapped up. That's not close. But yeah, if I had to pick one, it'd be Dak. He's phenomenal.
I actually kind of like that. So who would you pick right now? Because we haven't done MVP in like 2 weeks. Who would you pick?
It's so open right now.
It's so open.
The Dak though, that caught me off guard, because he's had a few games where he's been a little iffy, but so is everybody else in the NFL.
But when that team wins, they win because Dak Prescott makes them go.
They go as Dak goes. Yeah. And
exactly.
He's the only quarterback who has looked like good against the Patriots defense. Every other quarterback, the Patriots.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Even he looked good against the Patriots. It was only when they couldn't get pressure home. When they got pressure home, he looked shaky. But that offensive line's still good, and that only props up Dak.
100%. So who'd you take?
I don't know. Like I can't really pick anybody right now still because I'm all over the place. But I do like the Dak take. Yeah. I wasn't ready for that like that. If Kyler Murray had been playing the last couple weeks, I think he'd be up there for me just based off of how he's going.
Agreed.
Missed last
Agreed.
It hurts. Yeah, it hurts. Tom Brady fell apart the last few weeks too. Yep. He was up there.
But I would still put Tom Brady in the top 3.
Yeah, I put him in the top 3 too.
I'd probably put him top 2. I was just saying.
Yeah. I
like the Dak. Before you mentioned Dak, I didn't even think about it. I would probably have picked Tom Brady. But now that you mentioned Dak, a serious consideration, 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, put him up there. I mean, I also don't hate Lamar Jackson just because the numbers he's putting up. But like
he's my 3rd. Those are my top 3. That's my 3rd.
He plays to what he does 100%.
Oh,
absolutely. And if the Ravens keep winning games, it's going to be because of Lamar Jackson. So.
Well, the thing I didn't like was the one episode we've done where I had one good word to say about Lamar. I said, "Oh, he's the MVP right now." Goes out and loses to the Miami Dolphins by 2 possessions. Like,
yeah. So the Thursday night games are wacky, man. You can't hold Thursday night against people. I promise.
I get it, but like I just stuck my neck out for you, and you're gonna lose like that. All right, so we're gonna do kind of like a new segment now. It's called Make or Break. So we're gonna look at 4 teams that have been struggling recently, kind of in the middle of the pack, and basically I'm gonna ask you, and we're gonna decide, is it a must-win game? Is this game make or break for their season? So we'll start, and we'll kind of get into a game review at the same time. So we'll start with the Bengals and the Raiders. Is this a make or break game for the Bengals?
I was going to say I don't, but I think it is, because are they also on a 2-game losing streak? I believe
they lost to the Jets and they lost to the Browns. So yes.
Yes. Okay. So they're also on a 2-game losing streak, and What's going on?
No, you're good. Zoom was giving us an extra 40 minutes, I guess. So I did it covered.
Oh, okay. So I do think it is because the Raiders are in the wild card battle as well. And I think that's where these two teams live. And I think the winner of this will, I mean, obviously be in a much better spot.
Right.
So I would say it is a must win.
What about you? What do you think?
No, I agree. I think it is a must win too. It's just time to turn it around. They haven't been playing too hot the last couple of weeks. So
I think it's also make or break too.
Yeah.
I think because if you lose this, you lose 3 games in a row. Right now they're sitting at 5-4. They're 3rd in the division. That puts them to 500. You know, I mean, obviously 500 at this point in the season isn't technically make or break, but when you have the Ravens at the top of your division, and like you said, the AFC is a crapshoot. You don't.
Mhm.
So I think it's make
Right.
or break. So who are you picking, by the way, in this game?
One of my best bets is Bengals -1.
I think we all have that.
all three
universally.
of us have that as a best bet.
If you're watching this, bet the Raiders.
I was good. I was just gonna say I might change that to the Raiders.
I love it. All right, so next make or break game. The Cleveland Browns playing the Detroit Lions. Is this make or break for the Cleveland Browns?
I mean, if they lose to the Lions, what are we doing? I don't think it's make or break, but they can't lose to the Lions. It's
Right.
you can't lose to the Lions. They don't have a win.
You can tie to the Lions. You
But
can't lose.
Baker is hurt too, so you never know.
I think Case Keenum might be better than Baker Mayfield. So
think.
I mean, like, what are we doing?
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
no,
So we're all gonna say it's not make or break.
I don't think so.
So
Maybe
next-
for Dan Campbell, but that's about it.
yeah, exactly.
He might lose his mind.
he might kill somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go to the Kansas City Chiefs playing the Cowboys. Probably the game of the week this week. Is it make
Agreed.
or break for the Kansas City Chiefs to win this game?
Nope.
No.
Cowboys are good.
Very good.
Cowboys are very good.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys actually win this game, but I don't think a loss here would kill the Chiefs. I think they still win their division despite a loss here. I don't think this one matters that much. And it's an out of conference opponent, so it's not gonna come back to bite them with tiebreakers and stuff.
This game is in Arrowhead, I believe, right?
It's in Arrowhead. Okay.
Yes.
Yep. And I believe the Chiefs are a 2.5-point favorite. So basically, take out
Yep.
the home field advantage. The Cowboys are a half-point favorite.
Yes.
Which I'm actually surprised by. You know, I thought the Cowboys would be favored in this game, regardless of home field advantage.
Well, just because how the Chiefs
Well-
did last week.
Arrowhead is arguably the toughest place to play in the NFL.
That is true.
So I think that does factor into it.
I think so too. And you're picking the Cowboys to win the game?
Yes, sir.
I think so too.
I'm with it.
I think they win the game. I think they're the most complete team. They have the offensive firepower to keep up with the Chiefs, and they
Yep.
actually have somewhat of a defense, and the Chiefs do not. So
Agreed.
I think they win on all aspects.
I mean, it's all based off of Dak, like you said earlier, BJ.
Agreed. If Dak plays well in this game, I think the Cowboys win.
Which the Chiefs' defense is that bad, where I think Dak could fall asleep on the field and probably still.
I saw a stat the other day. Daniel Sorensen,
Yep.
the safety for the Chiefs.
He's the worst safety. He's the worst safety I've ever laid my eyes on.
He, when passes are thrown his way, is allowing a perfect passer rating, 158.3. Perfect.
That's a big stat.
That's
right
horrible.
there.
How has he not lost his
Oh,
job yet?
Because they don't have anybody.
That
We
is
gotta find
bad.
somebody better than him.
You might be
Bad.
I might be able to do better than him. I mean, especially if I'm guarding BJ. BJ was a receiver.
I will shift you.
Could not get by.
One whip route, and you're done.
Yeah, all right. All right, so we're going no make or break all around. Not make or break?
No.
Okay, I agree. And last one we'll do for the make or break segment. And I have a feeling we're all going to say no again. Tampa Bay Bucks to the Giants. Obviously, I don't think they're going to lose to the Giants, but if they somehow did, is this make or break for their season?
You know what? I actually think it is, because I think just losing 2 in a row, I think they need to get another win under their belt. Just for longevity wise, like down the stretch, you lose 3, that kills morale in a locker room, especially when you're the reigning Super Bowl champs. I think they actually do need this one. I don't think it's going to kill their season if they lose, but I think they need it as a team.
Fair.
I agree. I mean, especially with the stars that they have. Like all the people, that's when like, I mean, not to say Tom Brady's going to blame anybody, but like players like him, Gronk. I mean, Mike Evans is enough of a player. He'll probably say something. Ndamukong Suh, all those guys are going to start getting at each other. That's going to cause, like you said, morale problems. They're going to. I don't think the locker room will recover from that.
And I actually like that point, but I'm going to say no, it's not make or break. And the only reason I'm going to say that is, I guess I get the whole losing 3 in a row thing. I'm going to say no because even if they somehow lose to the Giants and lose 3 in a row, they're still going to win their division, guys. The Saints.
No, I totally agree with that too. I'm not even saying standings wise it matters if they lose.
You're just saying like morale wise.
Yeah, I just think it means a lot to a team to, you got to end the losing streak before it gets to 3. That's all.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I definitely get your take. I'm going to say no. You guys will say yes. Awesome. So we're going to go into 4 games we're going to dive into before we get to our best bets, and then we'll wrap it up. So we'll start with the Jets-Dolphins, BJ. Give us kind of like an analysis on the Jets-Dolphins, what we should be looking out for this week, if anybody even bothers to watch it.
I mean, I don't know how much I'll tune into this game, to be honest with you. But I think, I mean, the Dolphins defense was supposed to be a strong point, and they looked good last week against, I think, a good offense in Baltimore. But I think Joe Flacco, he's seen it all. I actually think the Jets win this game. And I think it'll be because, he'll take the checkdowns and he'll take what's given to him and they'll move the ball. And Miami can't really stop the run. So I'll take the Jets.
What do you think, William?
I don't know. I think the Dolphins will edge them out just because it's the Jets. And I think Joe Flacco, I mean, what, 2.5 weeks he's been back with the Jets?
Yeah.
I mean, he was there last year, but still, I mean, 2.5 weeks isn't enough time, really.
Yeah, whole different system from last year.
Exactly. That's why I think Jacoby Brissett is
Tua's playing.
Tua's playing this week.
Tua's back. Yep.
Back. He came in and played pretty good last week. So I mean, I'm gonna give it to the Dolphins this week. I think they can do it. I think the defense shows up, especially with Joe Flacco not being in the system long enough.
All right, so I'm actually with BJ here. I'm gonna take my Jets bias out of it. I actually think Joe Flacco, compared to Mike White, Josh Johnson, even Zach Wilson, gives them the best chance to win this game. And to BJ's point, it's an experience thing, right? Like he's been there for 2.5 weeks. He probably knows the system. Like he's a smart quarterback.
Yeah, that's true.
So he probably has a system down by now. And I think, to BJ's point, like the Dolphins, where they succeeded defensively against the Ravens, and I'm pretty sure I texted this in the group chat, BJ, but the Dolphins came out like 45 times in cover 0. And that screwed with Lamar. That screwed with him and his hot route, him and his checks.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you can't really do that to a guy like Joe Flacco. That's the same thing the Bengals did to the Ravens. Like, that's something you can do to Lamar Jackson. It's proven. I think Joe Flacco, a Super Bowl winner, a guy with his experience, you can't just go cover 0 and not expect him to check into a good look or to find the hot route or, to find the weak mismatch. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
I think
Absolutely.
Joe Flacco will thrive in this game. I'm going to take the Jets outright. I don't never bet a Jet game ever because I don't need the added stress. But
when they play the Dolphins, I think you can take the Jets.
That's what I'm saying. I would, but I'd probably be a curse to them. So, but I'm with the Jets too. All right, Jets, Dolphins. I like it. That's good. So I can't wait to text you on Sunday night when the Jets win.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. So next game we'll get into. We'll talk a little bit. We didn't really talk about the Patriots themselves. We'll talk more about Mac Jones. So Patriots Falcons. This is going to air probably after the Patriots Falcons game. However, we're going to talk as if it's going to air before. So because we're recording it before.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the Patriots Falcons? Go.
I'm going to take the Patriots -7. They're too hot. I mean, if I was not a fan, I think I would take the Falcons +7. But I am a fan, so I'm going to take the Patriots with the points. But I think no matter what, the Patriots win the game. They'll find a way to win the game. The Falcons can't stop a nosebleed on defense. They can't stop the run. They can't stop the pass. I don't know if you heard the defensive coordinator for the Falcons. He was talking about trying to blitz the quarterback, and he basically threw his corners under the bus, saying they can't cover us all.
Oh, that's good.
So
that's good.
Not good.
Yeah,
but I'll take the Patriots. Also, the Falcons' right tackle, out of the 56 qualified starting tackles in the NFL, he ranks 49. Matt Judon lines up on the right side. He'll have 2.5 sacks.
That's a very good point.
2.5 sacks. All right. I like that. That's a good point. Judon's a beast.
He is. He's nuts.
So
He is a beast.
He loves injuring people.
Yeah,
I
Zach
think
Wilson
I think he's
included.
injured 3 people.
Zach
this
Wilson
year.
included. What do you
It's
think?
three quarterbacks in a row.
Yeah, so hey NFL, we have a problem here. Maybe we have a problem with this guy. Maybe we should do something about it.
No, it's just he hits hard.
You let him get away with it, and you also let Mac Jones get away with almost breaking a guy's ankle. But we won't even talk about that. Go ahead.
No, I like it. I mean, the whole fan standpoint, I got my biases, of course. I just don't like the Falcons. I think the Falcons are garbage. I think they're terrible. I mean, what's the wide receiver's name? Zacchaeus or whatever. That's their top.
Amadeus, a kid. I don't
That's their top dog. At
Something like that. I don't even know.
can't pronounce
And
it.
you got Kyle Pitts, obviously, but he's still a rookie. He's still.
Do you hear what Bill Belichick said about Kyle Pitts?
No, I did
No.
not.
He is a combo of Tony Gonzalez and Julio Jones.
Okay, so they're gonna be keying on.
So
Kyle
he's
Pitts
going to be.
tonight.
Oh,
locked
if you think Kyle Pitts will have a big game tonight, you're out of your mind.
He won't touch the ball. He won't.
Probably not.
Unless he runs the ball, he will not touch it.
Agreed.
So you're picking Patriots.
Oh yeah, give me that. I bet that already. Minus 6.5 or 7, where the hell it was.
Now, see, I'm not gonna bet this, but I do have a couple points to make in favor of the Falcons. Okay, and I'm obviously I hate the Patriots.
Yeah.
The Patriots are the obvious play here, as Joe said. It's a very square play. However, you're telling me so the Falcons last week were an 8-point underdog to the Cowboys. They're now a 7-point underdog to the Patriots. You're gonna or a 6.5-point underdog to the Patriots. You're gonna tell me the Patriots are only a point and a half less than the Cowboys? I'll say.
They played and it went to overtime.
Yeah,
And the Cowboys scored because of a blown coverage.
exactly.
I mean, that's fair, but like
I mean, it's a
from a
fact.
betting standpoint, come on.
And the Pats have
I-
too. What do you mean?
And I think that's
And
the
Dak
thing-
was
and
coming
that's-
off injury.
That's
What do you
another
mean?
point. That's another point. We had the Falcons at their lowest of the low in the season. The Patriots at their highest of the high, and it's still only a 6.5-point line. And like that to me says,
Because
hey,
it's still Thursday
bet-
night. Because it's still Thursday
right?
night.
And what have we seen on Thursday night games? Hey, this is the obvious play. Bet them, and we're just going to steal your money.
I mean, that's been a lot of the
BJ.
obvious games. Period.
BJ, in prime time, the last 17 games, the favorites are 3-14 against the spread in the last 17
I know.
games.
I know.
And so,
But also, another reason I'm taking the 7 for the Patriots, who do you trust more in a short week? Bill Belichick or Arthur Smith?
who do you trust more in a short week? Mac Jones or Matt Ryan?
I'd rather have the coach than the quarterback.
It's true.
The coach isn't the one making the plays either, though. But I get what you're saying because the coach makes.
He's the one that puts the game plan in.
I get what you're saying. I don't know. I just think to me, it's like I woke up this morning, Beach, and I think I texted you in the group chat. And I was like, the Patriots are the obvious bet. And then as I was telling Gavin, as the day went on, I started telling myself that is so damn obvious that I'm not.
Right. Listen, I agree with you.
Vegas.
I agree with you.
But I'm not going to bet it. I have Kendrick Bourne over 34.5 receiving yards. Joe said when he chipped in. That's all I'm betting on this game tonight. That's all I have.
I like that play.
But, I mean, I think the Patriots win. I don't see the Patriots losing to this.
If anybody can find a sack prop for Matt Judon, let me know. I can't find one on my book.
We'll have to do some research. I might have one.
Yeah, I'll check.
Yeah, let me know.
I usually have some defensive props, so I'll look.
There usually is one.
Thank you.
Right at the end. Next game, we'll get into Packers and Vikings. Touch upon that. We'll make this quick. We got 2 more games left. We'll make them quick. Get our best bets. And we'll let
Well, what is the line on that one?
I believe.
Like, give me the live
Yeah,
Isn't it 1?
it's a very short line. I think it only might be like 2.5. What we got?
Where is it?
Viking right there. 1-point line. Packers are favorites.
Yeah, add it to my card. That's my game of the year. I believe it's in Minnesota.
Yes.
The Packers aren't losing that game. They're better on every side of the ball. It does not matter.
Even without Aaron Jones, I love AJ Dillon, but he's a little one-dimensional.
Even if you take away the run game, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Who's covering Devontae Adams? Patrick Peterson?
I was just asking.
He can't do it.
No, I know. I'm with you.
I just don't. The Packers, a 1-point line versus the Vikings. I know it's a divisional game, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
I'm with you. I think the Packers win too.
No, I'm on the Packers. Too.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bet it. I think
I'm gonna bet that.
It's gonna be a fun game to watch, but I'm not gonna bet.
That's gonna be my biggest play this week.
Packers -1.
Yes.
Okay.
I like it.
I like that. And then next game, the last game we'll touch upon. I don't know. I had this in the script, but based off your comments earlier, I probably should take it out. Steelers Chargers. Chargers are a 6-point favorite. What do you got?
I wouldn't be shocked if the Steelers won the game.
I'm
I-
with.
I don't know who the whole Big Ben thing. I don't know if he's back or not. I'm not sure. I
hope-
heard Tomlin say they expect Rudolph to start. That's how they're preparing this week. Even still, I don't think the Chargers are that good. I think they're okay.
You know that team is Jared's sweetheart team, right?
The Steelers or the Chargers?
Chargers. He loves the Chargers.
Isn't he a Steelers fan?
Yes, but he loves the
It's gonna be
Chargers.
a tough week for him.
Oh, I know. He's a little conflicted. He's a huge Austin Eckler guy.
I just think the number's too high for Pittsburgh's defense. I think the Steelers' defense is still solid. So I would take the 6.
I would take a 6-2.
I don't hate that. I mean, I think the Chargers beat them, but yeah, I don't know. The points are really throwing me off here. I
I
don't
think
think able to hit anything anyway, so
I think it's a safe bet. Take the 6 because the Chargers are, as we're seeing, they're trending downward. Obviously, the
Yeah.
Steelers are the Lions, so they're not too hot either. But I think matchup wise, this is a good matchup for the Steelers because Najee Harris is the focal point of their offense right now.
Agreed. Exactly.
Their run defense is like bottom 3 in the league.
that's true.
It might be last, actually.
Exactly. And obviously the Steelers have a good pass rush to get to Justin Herbert. So, and that's what you need to do is make Justin Herbert throw 3-step, get it out. You can't let him sit.
Yeah,
back.
you can't let him hold on to the ball. That's when he makes the big plays and kills you.
Exactly. So I'm with you on the Steelers points. All right, so that's pretty much all we got. We'll do our best bets now. You want to start with those best bets for the upcoming weekend?
All right, so just the ones I've stated before. Green Bay, that's going to be my play of the week, -1. I'm going to take Dallas +2.5 against Kansas City. I will sprinkle their money line as well. The New York Jets, +3, sprinkle the money line. Cincinnati -1. And then just some ones we haven't talked about. I like Indy +7 against Buffalo. I think this is arguably the best rushing team that the Bills have played.
Yep.
I think Jonathan Taylor with Derrick Henry out of the league right now, and I think he's the second best running back in the league right now.
Great.
So behind CMC. So I like Indianapolis +7 as long as they commit to the run and don't let Carson Wentz dictate the game. I like the 7. And then the last one I have is Baltimore -4.5.
Against the Bears?
I like that.
Okay.
I like that too.
All good bets. What do you got?
We covered Bengals. I got the Bengals up there. I like the Niners -6 over Jacksonville. I mean, Niners showed out last week. I just think Jacksonville's terrible. I think their game against the Bills was just a fluke. I think the Bills just didn't show up or didn't have a care in the world at that point. Jacksonville just was awake for once. And I like the football team +3.5 over the Panthers. I think the football team's solid enough, and the Panthers are also starting Cam Newton this weekend. So I don't know, like we were saying earlier, throwing the ball. I don't know about that. And football team's coming off a big win against the Bucs.
Close. He's only had a week to prepare.
And a
So-
point I made to Gavin too. I said, who knows Cam Newton better than Ron Rivera?
Mhm.
You know,
True. It's true.
I'm not gonna bet it, but I if I did bet it, I would lean that way.
Yeah, I like
And
that.
I think
play.
the public's gonna be like, oh, Cam Newton's back. This line might move in your favor.
Yeah, I hope so.
It
I'm
might.
taking that one.
All right, so my best bets: Bengals -1 for obvious reasons. We talked about it. I'm not gonna bet this one. Actually, I might give in. It'll be given a decision. Jets +3. It was 3.5 when Joe Flacco got named starter. It went from 3 to 3.5. It's now back down to 3. Tells me all I need to know. In my last one, I feel like this is a game everyone's staying away from. I have the Saints +2 at Philly. +2 at Philly. Eagles are 0-4 at home this year. Do you know that? They're 0-4 at home.
Been hot the last 2 weeks.
Not at home.
Not at home.
They're 0-4 at home. I think this is a perfect matchup for the Saints. I think the Saints' strength, obviously with Jameis out, is running the ball. Alvin Kamara, you now have Mark Ingram, just pounding down their throat. The Eagles are bottom 3 in rush defense. I think the Saints are number 1 in rushing defense, so they might be able to contain Jalen Hurts. Also,
Yep.
Rashawn Lattimore on Devontae Smith. I don't expect Devontae Smith to have as big of a game as he has the last couple of weeks.
Is Kamara confirmed? Is he playing or is he?
He's practiced all week.
Okay.
So I have him on my fantasy team. He's expected to play.
All right.
So he's
No,
listed.
I like it. If Kamara plays, I like it. I think he's a big part of that offense. So
Yeah, I think it's just a nightmare matchup for the Philadelphia Eagles in my mind.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I like the Saints this week.
I've gotten burned by Jalen Hurts one too many times. I hope it doesn't happen again. I keep going back to the well, man. I'm not a Jalen Hurts guy.
I agree with you. I'm not a big Hurts guy either.
I like him as a character, but quarterback wouldn't want.
Yeah, he seems like a nice enough guy. I mean, I don't know,
Yeah.
but I don't need.
He's got wheels too for his size.
He does. He's a horse. All right, so that's all we got. Those are our best bets. BJ, thanks for joining, man. It's nice to see you.
Yeah,
In a couple.
I know. You're so handsome. Look at you two.
Talking to him, right? Of course.
Both of you.
Yeah.
So handsome.
All right. Dudes.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Right.
Go Falcons, baby.
No.
Okay.
And that's where we're ended.
You guys.